Okay, cool. I cannot see you yet. And can you hear me just fine? Oops. Okay.
Can you hear me? No?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, cool. I think we got it.
Yeah, hold on. Let me turn up my volume here. There we go. I'm not exactly sure. Gallery view, speaker view. Oh, there we go. Okay, speaker view.
Um, all right, where?
And excuse me if I'm like blowing my nose or anything. I came down with a cold earlier today.
Oh, you're good, man. Is there a view on here that just shows you instead of like where it shows like Eric N on the top? Is there a way to get that out?
So yeah, upper right hand corner, it shows like speaker view, um, or you can click on that, click gallery view.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right. Cool. So, did you want to do an exercise? I think it's the plan, right?
Yeah. Um, I think I think that this is an unlimited time, so I think we can do both with both of us.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I have something at 10:30, but that should be plenty of time.
10:30. How long from now is that for you?
Or an hour and a half. Sorry.
Oh yeah, more than enough time. I'm sure we'll be done in less than an hour.
Yeah, it should be.
All right.
Have
Then
you been doing a lot of these at all?
what's that?
Have you been doing a lot of these?
I've done quite a few. I've probably done like um, I don't know, a little more than 10.
Oh, okay, that's good, man. That's a lot. I did one.
Okay. Then what position would you like to play first?
I mean, I'll do the enrollment person. You can be the prospect. I just got a question. What happens like if I can't think of something to say?
Then you sit there and you say
Okay, okay. Because I
uh,
think I did do that.
yeah, let's see here. Do you have the link to like the outline for it?
Yeah, I've been going. I've been looking at that. Well, I've been using that basically.
Okay.
Let me
I
try
would
something
say,
real quick.
yeah, keep that out in front of you. And this is going to get easier, of course, later today after Rich puts up the lecture from last night because there's a better breakdown.
Right. Let me switch something real quick. Oh, never mind. Forget it. All right. Oh, there it is. Sorry, close. Okay, I'm good. All right. So, I guess I'll answer, right? I'm ready whenever you are. Let's go.
Okay. Hold hold on a second. I need to get my whole story. Let me think for just a minute. I should have been thinking about this already.
I'm just gonna do me because that's where I was getting messed up before. I would get like caught up in different personalities.
Yeah, I guess I can play myself because since you've only done one before. Have you been listening to them as well?
I pop in and out of some of them.
Okay. Yeah, I think it'd be better for you. I don't want to give you like too much of a challenge right away.
Okay.
I talked to Rich about it earlier because he listened to one interview that I did with someone, and I made it really easy for him. It was with Dan, and Rich afterwards, which was like, okay, yeah, this is kind of what you're going to be dealing with when people call in. They've already watched the webinar, so they're either already sold and just need like a quick reassurance, or they're not going to do it. So it's usually going to be easy.
Yeah. I do got a question though. Are you getting feedback from me at all? Because I'm not. I don't have headphones on or anything.
No, I'm not getting any feedback.
Okay. Well, then you're good. That's why I want to make sure, especially because you're recording. You're recording it. You know.
Yeah, well, I think like this software has like noise cancellation, so like if something's coming through on my end, it's not gonna pick it up on your end.
Okay.
Yeah. So all right. Um, yeah, I'll ring in. Ring ring.
Hi. This is Eric with Autonomy. How can I help you today?
Hi Eric. So I recently watched a webinar on something called Autonomy. And you were in the list of contacts for people to talk to. I'm thinking about taking the course, but I'm not 100% on it. The video, it really connected with me. I see a lot of the problems that it talks about, and the solution that it provided seems like it's too good to be true. So I wanted to talk to someone who had graduated the course and see what their perspective on it was.
Okay. I'm sorry. What was your name again?
My name's Anthony.
Okay. Great. And how did you come across the autonomy webinar?
I just like random Facebook ad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and
Um,
I'm interested in like liberty. I'm in a lot of the liberty circles on social media, so I'm pretty sure that's why the ad came across to me. Just because I'm sure whoever put that ad on was like targeting people in my circles.
right. So where are you from?
I'm from West Michigan.
Is that where you've been born and raised, or?
Yep, born and raised here. Yeah, I've traveled the United States a little bit. I've been to Canada, but I'm not very worldly, you could say.
No place like home, right? What's it like living in Michigan?
Um, Pretty great. I mean, we don't have too hot of summers, and uh, winter is like just the right length, and it makes you appreciate that warm weather. And it's not like so cold that you can't like breathe. So, and
Right.
it's beautiful here too. So there's like there's lakes everywhere. Um, it looks beautiful in the fall, and spring, of course, is always miraculous.
Yeah. Do you do a lot of like nature stuff, outdoors things?
I've had a garden a couple times, but other than that, I go camping with my family every month or so in the summertime. But
Oh,
I'm not like I don't go hiking all the time or anything like that. So I wouldn't say I'm like a huge outdoorsy person.
yeah. Well, you go out camping more than I do, so that's a. So
It's funny
what?
though. Like camping is like people hanging out in campers most of the time. It's not like we go for nature hikes.
Oh, right, right. Maybe a couple beers, hang out by the campfire.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but that's always fun. So what about the webinar? Like, did you connect with the most?
Uh, I guess this idea of being able to live independent, not being dependent on someone else for my bread and butter, and building these skills that allow me to be successful in life. And just having the freedom to uh, take an opportunity when it presents itself instead of always being caught up in like this cycle where like I need this money so I can't do that thing because I have to go to this job. So I'd like to have a job where or my own business or whatever where I can be free to take those opportunities if they present themselves.
So what would some of those opportunities be in the future?
Like uh, go interview someone in another state or um, fly somewhere to hang out with a group of people that I really respect. Um, if someone has like a job opportunity, like they're looking for someone to freelance for them, I want to be able to have the time to do that if I want to. So yeah, those are like some opportunities I can think of.
Cool. So you said you freelance. What do you freelance?
Uh, Website design. Um, Actually, I wouldn't say website design. More like I just set up like basic websites for people, local businesses, that kind of thing. I'd like to take those opportunities. I have the skills, but I haven't done it in a. I haven't went out there tried to find people who need these websites or anything. I haven't tried to put myself out there online to say I have these skills. So I
Right.
mean that's one thing. And it's not my biggest interest. So uh, I guess I'm I know like Photoshop. I know how to do like video editing. I could, I'm pretty good, pretty well organized, so I could help people with organization if they need like a virtual assistant. So I mean, there's plenty of skills that I think I have that I could put in out there for the freelance world.
Right. So what do you feel has stopped you from going on to doing freelancing now? It seems like you got enough skills to do it. What's like been holding you back, would you say?
I would say the main thing that holds me back is like lack of confidence that I am good enough. Like I go onto these freelance sites and I look at people who are already really well established, and then I compare myself with them, and then that kind of shuts me down because it's like, oh, I don't, I'm nowhere near that good. I wouldn't get any customers at all if I tried this right now, and so I get stuck in like this learning cycle where I always feel like I have to learn more, I have to learn more before I do it. That's my problem right now.
Right. So would you say maybe focus is something that you could improve in to get you to where you want to be?
Focus, yes, because my focus is like very divided. I focus on a million things at once, it seems like. And then also getting past that whole always being stuck in the learning stage.
Right. Okay. So, you also mentioned lack of confidence. How would you how do you think we should tackle that?
Well, I mean, I'd like to, I guess, talk to other people who are successful already and hear more about their journeys. I want, because it'd be cool to hear from people who may have started their freelancing or business when they maybe weren't quite ready, but they did it anyways, and then they learned along the way. Because I feel like that's how a lot of people probably do it. It's just I don't. When you go out there and look at who's already established, you don't see that part of them usually because they've already went through that process. So having people I could talk to that could help me get through that initial stage, that would be pretty beneficial, I think.
Okay. So, how committed are you to actually getting to where you want to be? Because we both know that, you know, it's not just going to come in a silver platter. It's going to take a lot of work and effort. So how much time are you putting into now, and do you have extra time to really put forth the effort to get, focused and um, set up for success?
Well, right now I work 50 hours a week, and all the time that I spend outside of work, it's mostly just I so sometimes I'll be productive and sometimes I won't. But I do have so since I have all that other time besides that 50 hours, I don't know how much time is in a week, how many hours are in a week. Barely. I have to do some math.
That's 168 hours in a week.
There we go. Okay, so 118, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, 118 hours minus however many hours for sleep and
That's
for
56.
and for eating meals, of course, and hanging out with family. I could, get rid of distractions like video games and Netflix and stuff. I'm sure, like, I would have a couple hours a week or something for that stuff, maybe just as like a reward, I suppose. But other than that, that would leave me probably 20 to 30 hours a week. That's just a guess. I'd have to like make a spreadsheet or something.
Right. I was gonna ask if you wanted to break it down right now, but if you could say you could do 20 to 30, um, you would be willing to put that in there though, is what I'm asking.
Yeah, I think I could. I mean, I've done other online courses, like I've done a programming course, and I would easily put in 15 hours a week with that. And looking at that experience, I think that I could definitely float 20 hours easily.
Okay. So how did you do in the other course?
I got like 3 months into it and then was like, I don't really want to do this full time. So,
Oh, I see. So you,
so I mean,
oh, you didn't like the of what you were doing.
yeah, I because I was doing a programming course and learning how to use Angular. So I that's like the front end design of a website, um, and you use JavaScript to program that. And I just kept thinking about what my future would look like, and I didn't really want to be sitting in front of a screen programming all day, I guess.
Okay. So it didn't have anything to do with like commitment or anything like that. It was just you didn't like what you were doing.
Yeah, because I was committed during those 3 months. It's just I started to realize that the reason I had gotten into it wasn't because I loved programming. It was because I I wanted financial independence, and I wanted to be location independent too. So I saw that as a means to that end, instead of looking at my higher goals, my higher desires, and using that as a way to flesh out my goals.
Right. So if I were to say, like, if you were to get all the focus and the confidence that you needed, and the management of your time, because it seems like you already have a pretty busy schedule. Um, Imagine we took all of that and we got to where you wanted it to be. What does that future like feel like? Have you ever thought about that?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh
Because
yeah. Okay.
that's what I would think about when I was doing the programming. It was like my future. Oh, excuse me. My future was being able to travel anywhere, do like interviews with people that I respect greatly and feel like they have something to offer to other people. Um, so I suppose like it's funny because like my programming dream ended up being like more like a media production uh, dream instead, because I realized it wasn't programming I wanted. I just wanted to be able to travel and to make um, media productions that will help other people.
Okay. So you wanted to create something for someone else, share what you knew, type thing.
Yeah, like the guy who created this course. Like it'd be cool, I think, to go to where he lives in Connecticut and interview him personally about these things and create a product like a video and put that out there. And because that would lead people to his product, which if his product does really work, then that would help a lot of different people. And uh, not only would I be helping people at the same time and fulfilling that desire, but I'd be being able to fulfill the desire of traveling because I'd like to travel and not have to be tied down to a certain location. Um, and then I would also I wanted to be successful to the point where I could sustain myself off of the money that I bring in through those media productions, and that would satisfy those main desires. Yeah,
Right.
I
It
mean
sounds like
it sounds like a good future to me.
it sounds like a good future to me too. It sounds like you already know where you want to be and where you're headed. So is well, I mean, other than the focus and all that stuff, there's nothing else holding you back.
um, no, I would say I already hit the points that are holding me back.
Okay, so are you ready to sign up for the course?
Well, how exactly does the course address those issues? Um,
Oh, okay. Um, well, as far as it's out, a lot of the course is actually a lot of what you want to do already, um, by building your interviewing and communication skills. You know, we'll have a team of people and students like yourself to be going through the same things that you're going through, learning these new skills, so everyone gets their practice in. And by getting your practice in, everyone's going to make mistakes, so there's nothing to be embarrassed about. So there's your support team for your confidence. As far as your focus and doing many things, it sounds like it's more of like it might be more of a time management, because I know you have a pretty busy schedule. So maybe if you were able to do or manage your time better so that you can focus on things instead of jumping around. Because I know I was like that too, and I would just jump from thing to thing just because it's there, instead of if you learn to schedule it and become disciplined, that would help too. And really, the community is really what makes it. And if you are willing to interact with them, they'll interact with you, and that itself makes it your accountability just shoot up. And I think I addressed everything. Is there anything else that I was missing?
um, so I did just build out like the vision, and you're saying that the course would help me with my focus to achieve that vision by through organization and scheduling. I mean, that sounds pretty good. What exactly like are the exercises that you were mentioning? You were talking about building my skills with the community.
Oh, for example, as far as your time management, we would have you all set up for, like the way you called into me is you set up it's called a Calendly, and it makes it so that your scheduling becomes automated whenever somebody needs you. You'll have your availability there for you instead of having to do it yourself, answer the call at a time that you may not have scheduled. There's no back and forth. It's just set it up, and if somebody needs it, they can change it if they need to. But that's just like one of the tools within the program. We go through those tools so that you're set up for success as far as getting everything you need to know if you're willing to do it. So as far as that time management, that's how that would work. Um, that alone would increase your focus, I think. It has helped me.
Okay. Um, yeah, I saw the course was $10,000. Um, and I understand that if I was to go through with this and it really did help me reach that vision, achieve that vision, I would think that would be worth the cost. Um, so I'm actually going to take some time to think about it. Um, actually, no. I think that I'm ready to just to buy it and get started with it. I think I want to do it.
Okay. Well, I just want to make sure that you're positive. I mean, you thought about it. Is there any last minute concerns before we follow through? I don't want you to regret something.
Well, can you tell me a little bit like some success stories? Like what about yourself? Can you tell me a little bit about your story, like how what you were like when you came into it and what you were like when you left? I saw the testimonials and those all sounded great. So I mean, I do have a little bit of feedback in that vein. But yeah, can you tell me a little bit about your story?
Sure. I started out. I was actually kind of like you. I'm actually fairly familiar with some of the things you do, more so the photo and the video stuff, and less of the web design, but multimedia. And I would like to travel as well. So So your idea of freedom is nice, and I agree with that. Well, not agree, but I would enjoy that as well. But as far as starting out the course, I was very unfocused. I was trying to do several things at once. It was trying to do an affiliate website, freelance videography work, and do like another site on top of that. And then everything just fell apart when I would just jump from thing to thing to thing, which is why I mentioned that time management, because I know that alone already helped me straighten out the clutter, and just get focused on what needs to get done. So when I tell you that, I just speak from personal experience. As far as the confidence, it once you just jump in, I know once I jumped in, it made it a lot easier the more you do it. But you have to be willing to, and that's the biggest hurdle for most people. And the community's great. They're there. They'll catch you. They won't let you fall. And if you have any questions, even if it's not related to the course structure, there's a lot to be learned from all these other people. You were talking about learning from others. There's people from various walks of life with very similar ideas and ideals that you have. So as far as what I've come out of it, I could tell you that I'm more confident in my communication skills. I used it with just in my regular day-to-day, and because I haven't reached that level of financial freedom yet, but I do feel like I have the tools, and I'm just putting it all together right now.
Okay. Is there people who can help me like flesh out the details of my vision? Because I've had a vision of this future before, and it's every time I try to get started, I kind of falter because it seems like such a huge goal, and I need help breaking it down into more manageable pieces. Are there people I could talk to that would help walk me through that breakdown process?
For you specifically, I
Yeah.
do believe so, because if you're a big fan and you want similar content to Richard, he is there. He is in the course and is active. So you can ask him yourself as far as his process, and I'm sure there's other. I have seen other people with similar skills who have been successful. I've learned a little bit from each of them. So it's about who you're willing to interact with, and everyone's available.
Okay. All right. Well, I am gonna sleep on it for one day, and can we plan a call for tomorrow so I can call you back and discuss any further questions I have, and then after that, I'll probably consider buying it again. We'll see.
Sure, that sounds fine. If, like I said, if there's anything you could think of now, I'd love to answer them. But if not, you can email me and we could set up an appointment for tomorrow in 24 hours if there's anything
Yeah, let's do
that pops
that.
in.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm already gonna buy it, but I always like to make sure I have all my ducks in a row and I know exactly what I'm getting into first.
Yeah, it seems like you know what you want, and I think this course is a really good fit. But if you do need that extra day, I have no problem with that. Like I said, you can email me something before then. That way, I'll be ready to answer it when we make that call. So if you
Okay.
could set it up for tomorrow, that'd be great.
All right. I'll hop on your Calendly and schedule it, and then I'll think of any questions tonight and mail them to you, email them to you in the morning.
All right, that sounds good.
All right. Thank you, Eric.
Uh-huh.
Okay. End scene.
Yeah, what you got, man?
Um, well, I'm gonna go easy on you. I'm kidding. Yeah, I'm only gonna make like one comment really, and that's that you helped me build out the vision. You helped tease that out of me. I would say uh, you didn't really address how the course would help me overcome the obstacles uh, right away. I mean, I ended up asking you that question.
Yeah.
um,
I,
because you mentioned a little bit about um, communicating with other students to help build up my skills. I guess it's hard to say if that was necessarily like the wrong thing to say or not, or if you should have expanded upon that, because the webinar I think would probably have already done that. So I don't want to be too critical about that, since the webinar doesn't really exist.
yeah. Wait. So wait. Can you say that again? What do you mean?
Okay, so the webinar is supposed to cover the problems of in the world that we see around us, and then offer autonomy as a solution and go into the details of the course. So anyone calling should already have the details about the course and what it entails. Like, you shouldn't have to tell them you're going to build communication skills, or uh, critical thinking and creative problem solving, or listening skills, or learning sales, copywriting, email autoresponder. That you shouldn't have to mention that those are the skills you'll build, because the webinar should already cover it.
I see. So what you're saying is how those skills would address what you needed instead of what those skills actually are. Is that what you're saying? As far as your critique.
No, what I was just saying is that I shouldn't critique you too harshly right now, because for not expanding upon what the skills are, because it should already be covered in the webinar, and you shouldn't have to cover those on the
Oh,
call.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah. So I think you did a pretty good job of figuring out what my obstacles were, uncovering if I had enough time and would be able to, and would be willing to dedicate myself to it. I guess, it might be difficult to ascertain why. I think the reason I called you is because I just wanted uh, to hear firsthand how it affected someone else's life. And I felt like I was left a little bit like I was wanting from your reply, because it didn't sound like you had achieved a great level of success yet.
You know what's funny is all that stuff you said that's in the webinar, it's supposed to be in the webinar, like that's what I'm waiting for. So I was like, not so sure. I mean, I guess this has helped in these ways before, like, you know.
Well, Chris McMillan is supposed to be releasing it in a couple days.
Yeah, that's like the whole everything, right? The sales funnel, all that stuff, right? Because it's funny, I was looking at how to do Facebook ads when you said that's how you got.
Yeah, well, everyone's kind of just waiting on like the webinar at this point to do the Facebook ads, I think.
Yeah.
Because I think that's on a lot of people's radar. Because I've talked to a couple people now who are already talking about that, and Rich himself has mentioned how he's planning on doing Facebook ads, and then he's gonna release to us the demographics that he plugged in and got the best results with. So that's cool.
Yeah.
So,
I never used Facebook ads. I just started looking at them like 2 days ago. I was like looking at how it all works and stuff. It is interesting though.
yeah, I don't know. I've never used Facebook advertising, so I'd be interested as well to see the concrete results that come from it. Like, can you really just like, is it really like a money machine like Rich describes it, where you put money in and you get results?
I know, but at the same time, it's like I feel like because I've tried the organic stuff, and it's just so much like more time and effort for like barely anything before you can actually start seeing results. Whereas like I feel like if you throw the Facebook ads up, that would just accelerate things so much. But I don't really use Facebook, so I feel like I never clicked on any ads ever, so I don't know.
Well, like the way Facebook ads seems to work, I don't know. sponsored. Let me see here. I just went onto Facebook quick to take a look.
I've been studying it like all day.
See, there's ones that say they're sponsored.
Yeah. Those are
So,
ads. Yeah.
and I think it's also connected with Google searches, because a lot of the ads that come up for me are like Camtasia, like all like video software, and then it'll be like whatever I've recently searched for on Amazon and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's
maybe
all
it's
connected.
yeah, well, maybe Facebook has like a cookie that's tracking me in my everything I do. So
No. No, because I did go through like all the demographics, like different things you can put in. I
hmm
was like, holy crap, man, they got info on everything. But I was like, you know what? That is a really targeted lead. Like, it's way better. And I was
well,
watching.
like if you look at the ads that come up on your feed, they have comments on them, and people do like them and stuff like that, and they'll share them sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So I
My
mean
question.
I think that shows you like these aren't just ads people ignore. They're actually getting on there and having a conversation about the product. And yeah.
My question is, like, I'm not gonna have an autonomy Facebook page. So, what Facebook page are you going to be putting these ads from?
Yeah, I don't know. How does that work?
Well, here's my thing. Well, this is where I was like, this is what I've been working on. Is I made a page or whatever, and I think my niche
Oh
is
yeah, because these ads do look like they're coming from a page, a business page.
yeah. There's a tutorial I looked at today, but yeah, I have like a business page. It's called, what is it, Unschool? Is it Educated and Unschooled? And that's going to be like the niche crowd that would be interested in this autonomy class, sort of, right? Or you can use like a Liberty one, like niche, is what I was thinking. But then you still got to create content, and then it's like, am I ad or boosting every post
Well,
now? I don't know how that all works. But
I think you do sponsored post. I mean, you could post the webinar and then sponsor that from your page.
oh, yeah. But
And
then are you
then
using your personal web? Are you using your personal Facebook page, or are you making a business page, or
um
whatever, a different page?
well, for me personally, I'll be doing a business one for my website.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can do it from a personal page. I don't know what the differences are, honestly.
Oh, yeah. No, I just saying, like, is it from you, or are you creating an entity? Like, I have this educated and unschooled name, right?
hmm
So I'm just asking that. Is everyone just doing it off their personal thing? Are they
Yeah.
creating their own? Are
Um,
they doing this? Is what I'm wondering. Like creating a niche where I'm basically going to put memes up, and then every once in a while throw an ad up. I don't know if that works.
I think that people are going to be creating their own pages. I would assume.
I would imagine, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out right now.
They give content, and they're like, well, what kind of content am I going to be giving here?
Well, I mean, it doesn't matter. Does it really matter if you're posting other stuff on the page? Because I think most people are just going to be seeing the stuff that you you paid for to have disseminated to other people.
Right. Yeah, I guess it doesn't really matter. They're not going to like your page anyway. They'll just click on the webinar.
Yeah, probably just follow your link, and that would be your affiliate link.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. I guess you could start like a blog and then post your blog links to your blog post on there or something,
Well,
or videos.
say for example, you did like video, or you got a website for what, web design?
No, I just have a blog website for autonomy right now.
Oh, okay. So what's on your blog right now? Just you
Just
going through.
one post.
Okay, okay. That's what
Yeah.
I'm asking is what are you like what's your niche, I guess?
I'm gonna be doing book reviews on things that relate to
Oh yeah.
freedom.
We talked about that.
Yep.
Okay. So okay, so that's like related. That's what I was
Yeah.
wondering if because that's how people need to do it, right? Is have some because then you can not it's not just gonna be autonomy. You could do other stuff if you wanted.
Yeah, I plan on it's not gonna be just book reviews. I also would like to interview people who have different organization techniques and other self-help
Yeah.
gurus and
Yeah.
just stuff like that.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna do with this Facebook thing also. And just centralize it around that or YouTube or something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm
so everybody's on the same page thinking about the same stuff.
Yep.
Okay.
I think a lot of people are interested in this idea because if you really follow the logic, it's if you get people to adopt this autonomous lifestyle, then that will lead to like a more free and prosperous future for everyone.
Hmm.
Because this learning autonomy is learning freedom, and you get enough people to do that, then you create that culture of freedom, or as Rich would put it, like the culture of excellence, and then you have to sustain that. And
But it's
I,
easier to
I
sustain when everybody's autonomous.
yeah, so I mean, the more we spread it, hopefully like there's like some kind of there gets to be a point where a tipping point, and people see that this way of living is better, so they switch over to autonomous living.
Right.
Hmm.
Yeah. 'Cause, that's just like the whole thing about the autonomy when I'm doing these. I think about. I mean, I probably psych myself out a bunch, but I'm like, man, how do I try to talk to somebody about it when like it has to work for me? Otherwise, like I feel like I'm gonna struggle. You know what I mean?
You mean you have to be successful first?
Yeah, that's what it feels like. Like I don't know if that's just a mental thing.
No, I mean it makes sense. You don't want to be like the fat fitness coach.
Exactly. Because I used to always talk about like gold and silver, and then everyone's like, "Dude, you're broke as hell. Why am I gonna listen to you?"
Yeah, why would you take investment advice from someone who,
Exactly.
yeah, isn't doing
Even
well?
if those guys are out there, blowing all their money on stupid stuff, like they ain't gonna listen to me. Like you ain't doing, you know what I mean? Like I'm over here, like trying to save up for stuff, and they're blowing money, and they're not gonna listen to me, even if that's the case. So
Yeah, that's why I think right now it's best to focus on the course itself and getting your life in order and being successful, and then afterwards that's when you can start to do the advertising in earnest.
yeah, that's smart. That's a good way to approach it.
That's gonna be my approach. I figure I'll work up to the whole autonomy thing, like selling the course, I mean.
Seems logical. That's for sure.
Hmm.
All right, you want to do a practice thing? Like,
Yeah, I'm gonna take a bio break and I'll be back in a minute.
yeah, yeah. Oh, I bet you I could.
All right. What do you think of this shirt right here?
Oh, that is a cool shirt. I didn't even realize it. Awesome. Did you get that?
I don't remember, just some online store. I saw Larkin Rose wearing it one day. I was like, I gotta have that.
There was a shirt. I think it was James Evan Pilato. I saw it was like a Paranoid Pictures, like Paramount Pictures shirt. I was like, oh man, that's a. So I like tweeted. I was like, man, where'd you get that shirt? He responded. I bought it. It's like cool. I wonder how much money you can make in the freedom movement T-shirt business.
I don't know. I think
Doesn't seem like too much.
there's like stores out there that focus on just libertarian stuff. I'm sure they make some money because it depends. I guess it depends on if you're considered like the main go-to store for libertarian merchandise.
How you gonna make it? Gotta make it happen.
I wanted to start a t-shirt business a long time ago. I bought like one of those presses where you
Oh
yeah, but it's not like really good quality um stuff. So like they can like peel off. It's like when you go to like a tourist location and they have like you choose the design and then they press it on it.
yeah.
Yeah, and those don't last like a whole. They don't last very long. So
Yeah, that's pretty crap. How come there is no nice custom shirt stuff? Whatever. I would always like to make nice polos of things. Anyways.
that's something to think about, I guess. Explore that option.
Okay. All right. If you're ready, we can quit joking around and get to it.
Yeah, let me see here. I have pen and notepad. I think I don't need my notes. I'll wing it. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. Ring ring.
Autonomy, this is Tony.
Hi, I saw one of these webinars and I was interested in the autonomy course. I just wanted to know a little more information about it. Like, how does it all work?
All right, to whom am I speaking?
Oh, this is Eric.
All right, Eric. So what is it that interested you about the webinar?
Well, I've always been a fan of like financial freedom, and I thought that financial freedom and personal freedom just kind of go hand in hand, and it seemed like the course was the right route for that.
Okay, how do you think you could achieve financial freedom in your own life?
Well, I've been wearing a couple of hats trying to figure out how exactly to get the whole passive income scheme going. Like I followed Robert Kiyosaki and been interested in real estate, but haven't been able to either find a good deal or come up with a down. Although I don't even think that was an issue. It was more just finding a good deal because I got messed up in the housing market and I didn't want to make another mistake. So that kind of turned me off to real estate, and I was looking at other forms. And there's the whole internet make money online thing. So I've been trying all different kinds of things.
And what do you think stopping you from being successful with the passive income online?
I feel like maybe I don't have all the tools necessary, or don't know everything that needs to be known, or I just feel like I'm missing stuff, and just maybe lack of follow through, because I've tried a lot of other courses, and I've kind of fizzled out after things didn't start working.
Okay, so you're not seeing the results that you would like based on what you've done so far. So what is it that you've done so far?
Well, I've tried a while ago. I've tried like starting up a business, but then like ran into like regulations and things like that. So it kind of locked me out because I couldn't get the licensing, or I just didn't understand it. Maybe I was kind of just doing it on my own until I ran into a store that didn't like me advertising outside of their store. Um, so I've always kind of had like entrepreneurial stuff, but I've never gone the full, okay, let's get licensed and get a business license and get everything set up properly. So the internet was nice for that type of thing because it was less regulated and you could just buy and sell stuff no problem. So I moved on from that and just looking for, I forgot the question.
I, I'm kind of just wondering, um, what do you think that your lack of follow through comes down to?
I'm not sure. I don't know if it's not enough effort or if it's just, I don't know. Because I would say it's like I try, but it seems like nothing seems to work out.
Okay, and you're thinking that may be attributed to um, these techniques you're learning. Maybe they're not what they're put out there to be.
Well, not so much that maybe I just need someone to hold my hand, you know?
Okay, so I'm a mentor.
Oh, yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Okay, well, what do you think that this business that you'd like to build online would look like in a year from now, if you were to be successful?
Just, it would look like that would be autonomous, and I would just be kicking back.
Okay,
Very
so
automated. I mean, I think a year would be a little unrealistic as far as like actual planning, but that would be the ultimate goal.
how long
But,
do you think it would take you to be successful?
I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 years, 5 years. 5 years probably is more realistic as far as what people say. I've never
And,
been business successful before.
and when you say successful, what do you mean by that?
Oh, that's the fully autonomized business where I'm like just collecting checks, even though that never exists. But basically, I'm just collecting checks.
So you want to create assets and put them out there and just bring in the money over time and not have to put anything else into it after a certain amount of time.
Yeah, because then I mean, I guess ideally I'd like to be an investor and just not have to be an investor for profits. Because there's a lot of stuff I'd like to see happen that probably aren't economical. But if I was like wealthy, I'd be like, oh, that's a cool idea. Let's do it.
Okay, and you're just not sure how the business model you're building out now, how that can be as successful as you would like it to be in say 2 to 3 years.
Yeah, I mean, that seems like a lofty goal from from where I am now.
Okay, well, I mean, I'm not an expert at affiliate marketing, so can you describe a little bit about what that entails?
What I was doing was like just blog posts and videos, informing, uh, informing customers, making them, turning them in, finding good leads, and then eventually, like showing a review, which would be, the sale.
Okay, so that kind of snowballs a little bit because the more people who see your blog post and then look at the product and then buy and then leave a review, that builds your reputation, correct?
Right.
Okay. All right. And okay. So I mean, I think that's a reasonable business model. I know enough about that area where I can say that there are people who are successful at it. And I've seen a couple people who come through the course and have those skills. And you also, through the course, you learn skills that are valuable in that category. So you learn copywriting. You also learn valuable communication skills. So if you're making videos, you'd be able to effectively communicate why it is that this product is valuable. Um, and then, of course, since there's people on the course who have went through that process and are successful, you could easily set up a mentorship with them and have them help guide you through that process. So, I mean, does that kind of sound good to you?
Yeah, that all sounds good, but like what if I just start falling behind?
Okay.
Well,
Well, why is it that you think you would fall behind?
I just from past experience.
Okay. So have you taken any other online courses in the past?
Yeah, I took a couple and then kind of fizzled out after it wasn't working out so well, or just I don't know, or my interest fizzled out.
Okay. And you're afraid that your interest will fizzle out on this as well?
Yeah, that's I guess it's a fear of committing if I'm not certain that like even I wouldn't follow through, you know.
Okay. Well, you don't get the results from any course if you fizzle out, as you say. Um, so you come into this course and you do that, then no, you're not going to get the results. It all depends on your effort and whether or not you stick with it. So it's possible, it's very possible to get these results to achieve this vision that you've painted for me if you can put in the time and effort. So I'm not going to say that these results are guaranteed. You're going to be there in 2 to 3 years because that depends on you and whether or not you can come in here and participate and talk to these other students, try to learn from them, learn from the lectures, set up your mentorship, try to find guidance when you need it, and ask questions when you have them so that you can learn and further grow and build out this vision. So can you kind of give me a little rundown on what it is your week looks like? How much time are you spending on things like entertainment and other amusements, and or maybe some other, you could narrow down your focus and cut out some other things and make time for autonomy. If you did all of that, how much time do you think you'd be able to put towards the course?
Oh, to be honest, I don't know how well like I'm very bad at time management, but I do know that I have a lot of time and I waste a lot of it. So time really isn't an issue. As
Okay.
long as well, the course is the course videos, right? Or is it
Yeah, the course is, roughly 5 to 8 hours of lecture every week, and then a Q&A session, which can be from like 2 to 5 hours as well. Um, and then, on top of that 5 to 8 hours, you'd want to get in at least 10 hours minimum of practice every week to really build out these skills and to learn and to ask questions and learn from them. And then outside of that autonomy time, you'd probably want to start putting time into your website and building that up so that you can encounter new problems, bring those questions to the table and in the autonomy course and field them to other students who may have went through this path and then get feedback on that. So overall, you'd probably want at least 20 hours to put aside to growing these skills and to building this vision.
you know, I never thought of it like that.
Okay. Well, so I mean, what's the cost of you not doing this? Like, if you didn't take this course and work to achieve this vision, um, do you think you'd still be able to get there in 2 to 3 years?
Based on my track record, it doesn't look like it's like even achievable with how I'm doing it right now.
Okay. Well, and you watched the webinar, so you know that one of the other skills you get through the course is organizational skills, the ability to schedule things and to narrow your focus so that you can have laser focus on your vision and achieving that. So, it sounds like you've had problems in the past with these online courses, and I just want to make sure that you understand that you you get into the course, you put in that time, there the success is there. It's all dependent on your attitude towards it. So, I mean, do you think that would be an issue, um, if you actually did get into the course? Are you still worried that you might just fizzle out? Because I don't want you to spend $10,000 and then be disappointed.
No, I think I'm ready for it, man. I think the way you laid it out earlier kind of made me think about it in a different way.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna be. I'm in the course still, and because I mentor people in there. So I'll send you the link right now for the payment page, and then you can remain in contact with me throughout the course, so that if you have any questions, if you need any encouragement, or you're starting to feel like you're fizzling out and you need someone to kind of help you get back into that positive mindset, then I'll be there for you. Okay.
Okay, that sounds perfect, man.
Okay. Let me know when you get the link.
Sure. Thanks.
All right. Congratulations, Eric.
I got something for you actually. I got
Okay.
something.
Cool.
Anything. The thing was I was trying to get you to say something about like, oh yeah, well we could keep you accountable if that's something you're concerned about. But then you said it at the end anyway. Where it was if you ever feel like you're gonna fizzle out, I like that personal. I'll be that guy if you need that. So that was good for sure.
Yeah, I definitely could have hit on the accountability group, since it seems like you had a hard time staying accountable to yourself. Since you're fizzling out and dropping out of these other courses, I would say that that's a lack of personal accountability and seeing things through. So that's good advice right there. Good feedback.
And then I was also looking for you to be like, well, you got this dream. How bad do you really want it? It doesn't seem like you really want it that bad. That's all.
Okay. Yeah.
That's all I could think, because that's how I would have approached myself. Would have been like, I'm coming up with these things. I'd start saying stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I tried to build out the vision. And
you
then,
did, yeah.
And then I also asked you if you would be able to achieve that vision without the course, and you kind of said no. So yeah, I guess I could have showed you. I could have tried to make you feel a little bit better about that vision. I suppose.
I just felt like it felt good, but then like when it came down to like putting in the work, it was like, oh man, it looks.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know what I mean? And it was just like, well, you got to put in this work is what you want. But
yeah, because you seemed a little reluctant. You're like, oh, I don't know if I can do that. And I should have been like, well, do you really want this vision?
It's like,
how good does this sound to you?
Yeah. Or even like, don't sell yourself short. Something just to that same confidence thing where it was like, you could do it if you really want it, you could do it. That's all.
Okay.
Other than that, man, it was real good.
All right.
I wasn't trying to stump you on anything. I was just trying to be somewhat real and try to give legitimate ones, because I know just the way I know how it works. It's like, it's not going to be as tough as like we all make it out to be in our heads sometimes.
Yeah, that's what Rich was saying. He's like, these people calling in, they've already watched the webinar, so you just have to figure out why the heck they're calling in the first place. Like, because there must be some kind of obstacle or pain point that they have that's making them call and is sowing doubt in their mind about the course and themselves.
Right.
It probably has something to do with them not feeling like they could really get that success out of the course. And then you have to figure out why that is.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it is just finding out what it is that's, because everyone wants it, it's just like, how bad do you want it? And you're willing to work for it, really. It seems like it just got to be worth it, right? Because otherwise you wouldn't be there right now.
Yeah. And I mean, you the whole point behind the qualification is you're like, okay, this sounds good to you, but are you one of those people who finds an idea, but you're more worried about your personal entertainment than you are about the success? So you want to make sure that vision is the most important thing to them.
Right. Because especially when like you're just talking about it, it's like, I mean, you didn't say this to me, but like, oh, so you'd rather, play games than try to work towards being a millionaire or whatever, whatever your goal is. When you weigh it out like that, it's like nobody can really.
It's like, I can't help you, dude. That's up to you.
It's like, if you're down with that, Bill, you ain't got it. You don't need this course. You could just do that right now.
Yeah. I mean, there are going to be people who call who have that learned helplessness, and then they use that, video games and other amusements to kind of just make themselves happy. So yeah, and those are going to be the hardest people, I think, to find success in the course. But I don't want to cut them out either, because if they really want it and they can, and you can get them on the phone and then be like, okay, do you want this vision more than you want those video games? Like, I know you have the learned helplessness and you don't feel like you can do it, but I know you can.
Yeah.
And but I don't want, and that's kind of what I said to you too. It's like, I don't want you to spend $10,000 and then be like, oh, I don't think I can do it halfway through, and then be super unsatisfied. So,
because all it's going to do is get a refund. No, it's not going to work anyway. So
yeah. And that's not why I want to bring people in. I don't want them
yeah,
to
but
be.
you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Like it's just going to be. It doesn't help anybody if they're not happy coming into it.
Yeah, well, they're probably gonna feel even worse than they did when they first came into the course. So
Yeah, that is true.
because they're like, oh, great, I got another big failure on my doorstep.
I know that feeling.
Yeah, and then that's like another. That just adds to the obstacle in front of them in the future when they do try to achieve success, because they got to get, because that just adds to this whole lack of confidence. It becomes like a roadblock.
Yeah.
The more failures you have of that, when you have learned helplessness, the harder it is to climb over that rubbish pile in front of you.
It's like digging yourself in a hole.
Yeah, that's probably a better metaphor.
Well, I don't know, man. Yours is probably more accurate with surrounding yourself with garbage.
Hey, yeah, that garbage, it becomes your friend, right? Like all the video games, Netflix, Amazon Prime Video, whatever, you surround yourself with it, and those are your comforts. That trash becomes your comfort, and then you become defensive of it over time. It's like your treasure hoard, your trash hoard.
Yeah, it's like the digital hoard. Because like if it's just like if you have a big screen TV, now you gotta buy like a surround sound system, some Blu-ray thing, and then you gotta buy Blu-ray discs and all this stuff. It just adds up. You don't need any of that stuff.
And then, yeah, you probably get attached to it, and then you want to defend that lifestyle. So, I know people who are like, video game playing is an art, and they glorify playing video games.
I don't know about that.
I mean, and then it's becoming a sport too. So
I know people think that or whatever, but yeah.
And it's just kind of like justification for spending all your time on that. And these people are actually deeply unhappy, and they're using the video games as kind of an escape or a way to deal with their depression.
Thing is, man, like I streamed video games for like on and off for like a year or something. And I met a lot of people. There's a lot of cool people, but they all know what they're doing, and they just don't. They're just like, meh, meh.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. And I know, like, a lot of the attitude that I get back from people who are into those ruts, they often have like a biting humor when it comes to truth too. Like they try to make a joke out of anything that has to do with helping yourself, and they make fun of their own depravity,
Right, yeah. It's sad.
Yeah. Anyways, that was some good exercise.
Yeah, thanks, man. You got
Yep.
my brain thinking. Actually,
good.
I fell asleep for like an hour during the webinar. I work graveyards, so like my hours are off, but like a lot of that stuff was we were talking about it yesterday. Is that why you broke down the "Can I call you back tomorrow"?
No, I actually didn't even get to see almost all of the lecture last night. So
I think he did like totally mention that, and I was like, dude, that's exactly what I would do.
okay.
Like make sure that he's just not letting you go. Like if it seems like he actually needs to think about it, then whatever.
Yeah, then schedule that call to hold them accountable.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, he's mentioned that in the past during feedback. I think that's probably where I picked it up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, then I missed up too.
All right. Well, thanks for showing up and doing this exercise, man.
Yeah, man. Thanks for doing it too, man. I'll see you around, I'm sure. We'll
Yep.
do another one
All right. Take care, Eric.
later, man.